The Labour government have made the business environment a very stressful and challenging time. Businesses are actively looking to downsize their operations. They're actively looking to save money due to the raises of taxes, 40 billion, national insurance, energy. There is so much happening in the economy of the UK, and the UK government, which is Labour right now, have not made it very easy for businesses whatsoever. This video, I'm just going to share just some thoughts, some comments on what fellow business owners could potentially do, because we are in a difficult time. The reality is the economy is not in a good place. Rising costs, inflation, right? The cost of living is truly very, very difficult. The high streets are already finding it extremely difficult with rising rates, the business rates. When you think of like hospitality, the cafes, if you think of restaurants, when you think of, things that we enjoy to do, go to the pubs, they're finding it extremely difficult because everybody is finding it difficult with the rising costs, inflation, and everything else. So how can we survive, and how can your business and my business, how can we survive a Labour government? So I want to share a couple of things in this video. Actively, we have our own businesses. Actively, we are working on surviving this government ourselves. So first and foremost, from you guys that maybe don't have a business and, you actively maybe enjoy going to, you go for meals and restaurants and things of this nature, my big recommendation would be just try supporting your local businesses as much as you possibly can. The restaurants, the pubs, they are disappearing before our very eyes because it's becoming unsustainable to be able to hire, to be able to grow, the energy costs, the taxes that are involved. Businesses, start-up businesses, young businesses, businesses on the high streets, they're finding it extremely difficult. So just my sort of recommendation would be to be as supportive to your local environment and your local businesses as much as you possibly can. And I know you're doing that anyway. But from a business perspective, there's a number of things that I would recommend. So depending on what industry that you're in, you may have high infrastructure costs. You may be in a shop, in an office, you may have a warehouse. So we've got offices, we've got warehouses. So a big expense is obviously the cost of energy, your rates, and it's big infrastructure costs. So a number of things that we've done over the years is we've always believed in trying to, first and foremost, you have to have your customer, right? The people that you serve, the people that are doing work with you and attracting others to do work with you. You have to be as customer centric as you possibly can. Any challenge that your customers are facing or anything that you can do to provide even more value than ever before is going to be very important. So asking your customers what they're struggling with, asking your customers how you can better serve them, whether that's questionnaires or these types of things, to get as much feedback as you possibly can. That will point you in the right direction in terms of what more can you do. In terms of from a marketing point of view, obviously you want to know your customers inside and out, what their struggles are, what their pain points are, what they may love, what they hate. And ultimately, as a business provider and a service provider or product provider, you're there to help somebody overcome a challenge or, provide them with some entertainment, or you may be, doing food or whatever the case is. Try to provide the best hospitality, the best experience you possibly can. Now, also, one of the things that's also very, very important during these times is to try creating potentially products and services that can increase margin, right? So these are most definitely something that can be created with low cost, but then can be potentially resold over and over and over again. So the most obvious example of this, and the most basic, is like writing a book, right? If you write one book, that book can be sold over and over and over again. If you think of like Harry Potter, for example, J.K. Rowling only had to write that once. And since then, the book can be sold over and over and over again. Now, you might be watching this and going, like, I can't afford to spend 2 years potentially writing a book. Now, I highly recommend that you check out brand new great technologies of the present and the future, such as like artificial intelligence is now really, really powerful, and it is increasing to be more and more powerful. So what you can do is you can create like custom GPTs that are trained on your business, that's trained on your voice, and you can essentially feed it, and you can talk to it, and you can really make it, you can create something of information very, very quickly. Once you've done that, you can then make that available. If it's an information-based product, you can literally kind of sell that over and over and over again. And, if you sell a book for $2.99, 99 pence here or there, that all can add up. So that's a good thing. Other information-based products, and I say information because information, you can use the internet and it's infinitely scalable, right? So you might want to look at creating some type of online training program. You might want to create some form of course that you can introduce. So maybe you're in health and fitness, maybe you're a gym owner, maybe you do, you might be a bakery, right? And you do some amazing cakes and savory products. Maybe you start to create some like bakery courses and programs that people can enjoy at home. And naturally they can follow along and do maybe some home baking and maybe cook the cakes that you've got for sale in your store. And obviously that you might think, well, why would I do that? Because I want them to come into store. But again, people can still come into store, but some people may like to do some baking at home with the family and things of this nature. So that's certainly something that you can explore as well. You may want to try being as creative as you possibly can, like, for example, hosting events, right? You may have your warehouse, you might have your office, you may have your bakery store. Maybe you want to do some events. Maybe you want to do some live cookery, baking, or you can host an event on a particular topic in your office, right? So, we've got this office, a part of our systemized group, and I'm even thinking to myself, it's like, how can I use this space? Like, this is our conference room. We've got a great big table here. I'm thinking, can I invite people to come in? Maybe Uncensored Live. Maybe we talk about these topics in person, trying to maximize what you currently have. So that's another thing. Another thing that's on my mind is all your existing providers, whether that is your energy providers, whether you've got some, contractors and things that you're using. Maybe you start to look on the marketplace where energy providers could potentially give you a better rate. Where can you be as resourceful as you possibly can to negotiate maybe with different payment terms, that type of thing. Fundamentally, this time more than ever is extremely testing. And when it's testing and challenging from a business perspective, that is always yes, it's challenging, but it's always a positive opportunity. An opportunity to be more connected to your customers, to be more connected, and you may create new products and services to add to a catalogue of products, a catalogue of different services. You might have complementary services as well that can help and fuel ultimately your bigger mission. But fundamentally, this is the time to serve your customers, your clients as much as you possibly can. Be as resourceful as you can, create information products and anything that you can do have additional, be as close to solving problems as much as you can, marketing, using social media, maybe doing collaborations with other people that we're all on the same side at the end of the day. We all want to, build great businesses, going into collaborations with other business owners, maybe creating a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever the case might be to help one another out. I've just recently been to a great conference in Poland where I met a great handful of great people in great different supportive industries for our own. And now we're planning different collaborations. So it is challenging, but it's also an opportunity. So I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts. I've literally just been sat. We're building out some new products and services, and just being as resourceful as we can to help our existing customers and reach new customers. But this is most definitely a time where businesses are under severe threat. Businesses are, we're on our own from that perspective. There's not an awful lot that, the government are really doing for us. But winter, from a season's perspective, winter can have lots of benefits as well. It can make us stronger, it can make us wiser, and it can make us ultimately more resourceful. So let me know your thoughts down below. Anything that you're currently doing, if you're a business owner, what are you up to? Give us a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. This is Uncensored Streets. Yes, we talk politics and news and streets, but I'm also there from a business owner as well. And naturally, I want the best for UK business and small businesses and everything else. So my name's Kev. Please hit the subscribe button. Less than 5% are subscribed. I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Take care, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye.